The book of Hebrews begins with a powerful declaration about Jesus. He is the radiance of the glory of God and the exact imprint of his nature, and he upholds the universe by the word of his power. These words invite us to behold the majesty of Jesus. He's not merely a prophet or a teacher, he is the radiant glow of God's own glory. Imagine the sun, a blazing sphere of light and heat. Its rays reach across vast distances, they warm our skin and illuminate our world. In the same way, Jesus radiates the very essence of God. He is the outpouring of God's love, power, and holiness. Through Jesus we catch a glimpse of the Father's heart. We see the compassion that heals the sick and the authority that calms the storms. In Jesus we encounter the living presence of God. He is the perfect revelation of who God is. The writer of Hebrews uses the phrase, the radiance of his glory. This imagery evokes a sense of brilliance and splendor. Just as light bursts forth from the sun, so glory emanates from the very being of Jesus. He is not merely reflecting God's glory, he is radiating it. This radiance is not a fleeting quality but an intrinsic attribute of who Jesus is. He is eternally begotten of the Father. This means he has always existed as God's Son, sharing in his Father's glory. Every word he spoke, every miracle he performed, and every act of love he displayed were expressions of the Father's glory shining through him. Hebrews 1:3 describes Jesus as the exact imprint of his nature. This phrase emphasizes the perfect representation of God the Father in Jesus. Just as a wax seal bears the exact impression of the signet ring, so Jesus perfectly reflects the character and essence of God. In Jesus we see the love, mercy, justice, and holiness of God on full display. He is not merely similar to the Father, he is the exact representation. To know Jesus is to know the Father. To see Jesus is to see the Father. He is the perfect image and reflection of God's being. Section 4, Sustaining Power, Upholding Creation. The writer of Hebrews tells us that Jesus upholds the universe by the word of his power. This statement reveals the immense power of Jesus. He is not merely a man who lived and died. He is the eternal Son of God who sustains all things. By his power, the planets stay in orbit. The seasons change. Life continues in all its wonder and diversity. Every breath we take, every beat of our hearts testifies to the sustaining power of Jesus. He is the one who holds all things together. He is the source and sustainer of all creation. Section 5. Our High Priest, seated in victory. Hebrews tells us that Jesus, after purging our sins, sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high. This posture signifies victory, authority, and rest. Jesus, having accomplished his work of redemption, now reigns as our high priest and king. Because of his sacrifice, we can approach God's throne with confidence and boldness. We are forgiven, accepted, and empowered to live a life pleasing to him. Jesus' victory becomes our victory. His authority becomes our security. His rest becomes our peace.